Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Dashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhakti Uttam Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishniki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandamaya Kumaraya Umagyanatapirandasya Jnananjalisalakaya Chakshuromilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapakshaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gurvani Pracharya Sesha Shunyavadi Pasha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauranga. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Somebody like to recollect last week's class?
Okay. Can I try, Prabhuji, if nobody else?
Yes.
Yeah. So 5 adjectives are used to describe color. One who's luminary among evil men, crest jewel among evil men. He's not restrained, and he's free to do evil acts. Whatever evil propensity he did in his previous life, he's now developing it, increasing it. By providence, he's got good wealth. He hates good people. So here what is highlighted is that acceptance of servitude under an evil person, one cannot attain happiness. And then classic example of Duryodhan was given. Bhishma and Drona both served, they could not get happiness. And then yourself quoted about Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami in Ramkeli. They speak to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they say that you did not have much to exert to deliver Jagai and Madhai. They were never instruments to abominable activities. They did not accept service under anyone. They were Brahmanas. They were residing in Holy Dham. They never served low caste people. They did not accept service under anyone. Yes, the Shastras forbid Brahmana to accept service under anyone. By accepting a master, one accepts an occupation of a dog. And so Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they lament. And here, actually, there is a introspection, there is a deep regret by them. So they say that Jagai and Madhai are addicted to sinful activities, but simply by chanting Namabhas, volumes of sinful activities can be burnt to ashes. But we belong to class of meat eaters, and we are servants of meat eaters. Our activities are exactly like that of meat eaters, and we associate with them. So hence we are inimical to cows and brahmanas. So you mentioned about 2 kinds of meat eaters, then sin of omission and sin of commission. So as I said, that 2 things must be cultivated, feeling of regret, and whatever we have, use it in the service of dharma. So after okay, Bhishma's 3 feelings. He is repentant at the time that he could not protect Draupadi. He was not there for her. He was satisfied that Pandavas were to become the king, and he was grateful to Krishna because he gave him blessings when he was passing away. Then 60th verse is friendship of good and evil people. So in the beginning, it appears that the wicked people are doing so much help to us. We may get some benefits, but as time progresses, it will all reduce. So once their motive is accomplished, they will just discard you. So friendship with saintly people, in the beginning, it will be very small. But as time progresses, benefits of saintly people will keep on multiplying. Yourself spoke about the shadow example. And then Pracheta example, that how they got association of Lord Shiva. They did not ask for any material benefit, just for a moment's association. And now they have association of Lord uh, who will cure them of Bhavarog. Then 61 shloka is natural quality of wicked people. Deer lives by eating grass. Fish subsists on water. In water, good people they subsist simply by getting satisfied, whatever comes according to their accord. So, for example, hunter will attack deer, though deer has done no harm to the hunter. It is not that the fish has done any harm to the fisherman. Still, he catches the fish. So, wicked people, without any reason, will harm the saintly soul. They have enmity towards good people because of their previous sanskaras. Whereas the saintly people, they bestow mercy and they are by nature good because they are causelessly by nature merciful to all. Yourself quoted examples two for wicked people. One is Hiranyakashipu. They do harm to people without any reason, and a dictator who threw a person from the cliff.
Yeah, thank you. We have covered till the 61st shloka. We'll go ahead. The 62nd shloka. वाञ्छा सज्जन संगमे परगुणे प्रीतिर्गुरौ नम्रता विद्यायां व्यसनं स्वयोषितिरतिर्लोकापवादात् भयम् भक्तिशूलिनि शक्तिरात्मदमने संसर्गमुक्तिखले येष्वेति निवसन्ति निर्मलगुणास्थेभ्यो नरेभ्यो नमः. So, very beautiful shloka. Second. Vancha Sajjana Sangame. Vancha Sajjana Sangame. Sajjana Sangame Vancha. Desiring the association of good people, Sajjanas. Paragune Pritihi. Paragune Pritihi means when you see the good qualities of others, you become happy to see their good qualities. दूसरों के गुण में अनुराग, not becoming envious of them, but be happy to see the good qualities. Namrata Gurau or Gurau Namrata, having a humble disposition towards the Guru and the elders, the superiors, Gurau Namrata. Vidyayam Vyasanam. Vidyayam Vyasanam. So Vyasanam means asakti, we can say, or hard work also we can say. So in obtaining knowledge, a person is having great attachment to obtaining knowledge. Vidyayam Vyasanam, or being hard work, putting hard work to obtain knowledge. So Swayoshiti Ratihi, having affection towards one's own wife. अपनी स्त्री में प्रेम. लोक अपवादात भयम, being fearful towards breaking the rules of the world. Or loka apavadat, that means like when we are living in this world, we are supposed to follow certain conduct. We are supposed to follow certain dharma. But when we don't follow that conduct, one will be like people will start blaming us. People will start criticizing us. So loka apavadat bhayam, that means being fearful of the loka ninda. That means a person will be cautious to have the proper conduct. Bhakti hi shulini. The shulini actually refers to Lord Shiva. Having devotion to Lord Shiva. Bhartrihari is I think a devotee of Shiva. So therefore he says having devotion to Lord Shiva. Maybe we can devotees of Krishna can, or they can replace with Krishna or Vishnu. Shakti hi Atma Damane, or Atma Damane Shakti hi, exhibiting the power to control one's senses. exhibiting the power of self-control. Sansarga muktihi kale, or kale sansarga muktihi. Kale sansarga muktihi. That means giving up the association of the wicked people. Yeshu yeti nivasanti. Yeshu nirmala gunaha yete nivasanti. Yeshu yete nivasanti nirmala gunas thebyo narebyo namaha. In those people, these spotless qualities reside. To those people, I offer my obeisances. I offer my obeisances. So let us just see few examples for each of these qualities. So Sajjana Sangame Vancha, having desire to obtain the association of good people. Actually. So this is a Niti Shataka, so therefore it is just mentioned general Sajjana Sangame. I will take some examples from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where the desire for the association of the devotees of Krishna, the topmost Sajjanas. So how it is expressed by different people. So Dhruva Maharaj says that Bhaktim Muhu Pravahatam Tvaime Prasango Bhuyat Ananta Makatam Amalashayana Yenanja Solbana Muru Vyasanam Bhavabdim Neshe Bhavat Gunakatamrita Panamatta. O unlimited Lord, may I always have the association of great devotees, the Sajjanas, who have Amala Shayana, who are pure, with pure hearts, who perform bhakti to you. And by this association, intoxicated from drinking the nectar of your pastimes and qualities, I shall easily combat the ocean of material existence full of terrible suffering. Vritarasura also offers a similar prayer. Mamottama shloka janeshu sakyam sansara chakre brahmatasva karmabhihi tvan mayayatmat majadara gehesh asakta chittasya nanata bhuyat. Let me, wandering the wheel of samsara by my own karmas, let me be attached to the devotees of the Lord. Mama uttama shloka janeshu sakyam. Let my mind not be attached to persons, attached to body, children, wife, and house because of the influence of the external energy. Tvan mayaya atmaja darageheshu asakta chittasya nanata bhuya. Let me not be attached to people who are attached to body, children, wife, etc. By your external energy. So this is a verse we are seeing from the Bhagavatam where one should have association for the sajjanas, for the devotees. And then paragune pritihi. When we see others' good qualities, one should be happy. In the Vaikuntha, the description of the Vaikuntha, Brahma says that Mandara kunda kurabodh palachampakarna Punnaganaga bakulam bhujaparijata Ganderchite tulasika bharanena tasya Yasmim stapassu manaso bahumanayanti. So in the forests of Vaikuntha and smelling the scent of the tulasi used in the garlands of the Lord, the Mandara, Kunda, Kuraba, water lily, Champaka, Arna, Punnaga, Nagakeshara, Baluka, lotus and Parijata trees, being of pure mind, give great respect to Tulasi for her performance of austerity to achieve that position. So all these flowers are known for their nice fragrance, but still Tulasi's although Tulasi does not have such a fragrance, but Tulasi is very dear to the Lord. Tulasi always resides in the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, the other flowers, seeing the special position of Tulasi, they become happy and they give great respect to Tulasi. So we see the non-enviousness is exhibited by even the plants and trees in the Vaikuntha. Therefore, non-enviousness is one of the main qualification to enter Vaikuntha. This non-enviousness is emphasized by Krishna many times in the Bhagavad Gita. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyam yanasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase asubha shraddhavan anasuyascha shraddhavan anasuyascha shruniyat apiyo naraha ये मे मतम इदम नित्यम अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवा श्रद्धावन्तो अनसूयन्तो anasuya non-enviousness is mentioned many places in the Gita. Next quality is gurau
Even
namra.
that adveshta sarva bhutanam.
Yeah, adveshta sarva bhutanam. The qualities of the devotee starts with that non-enviousness. And the next is gurau namrata. Being submissive or humble towards the Guru. So the one of the verse talks about how one should serve the Guru or the superiors in general. Vishrambena Atma Shauchena Gauravena Damena Cha Susrushaya Sauhridena Vacha Maduraya Cha Bo. Devahuti served her husband with intimacy and great respect, and with control of the senses, and with love and with sweet words. The way Devahuti served her husband Kardama, are the same way a disciple should serve the Guru. Even Krishna and Balaram, they demonstrated, Krishna himself demonstrated how one should serve the Guru. So, Sandipani Muni expressed his satisfaction to Krishna and Sudama. Aho me putraka yuyam asmadarte atidukkitaha atma vai praninam preshtas tam anadritya matparaha. O my sons, that you too have taken great difficulty just for serving me. The body is most dear to a living entity, but without considering the inconvenience to the body, you have actually sacrificed your comfort to serve me. Etadeva hi sachishyai kartavyam guru nishkritam yadvai vishuddha bhavena sarvartha atmarpanam guru. This is indeed is the duty of all the true disciples to repay the debt towards the Guru by offering him with a pure hearts their wealth and even their very lives. So Krishna and Sudama demonstrated namrata to the Guru. And then vidyayam vyasanam, diligence in the study. And diligence in study. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, diligence in study, especially of the Vedas. So that will come in the next shloka, but maybe we'll combine here. Diligence in general to study, in particular, great attachment to studying the Vedic literature, in particular to the Vedic literature, Shastras. So this quality is demonstrated by the Supreme Lord himself when he appeared as a sage in Naranarayana. Or this quality is demonstrated by Brahma himself. Because this verse from the Bhagavatam, it can be seen as referring to Naranarayana Rishi or it can be seen as referring to Brahma. Bhagavan Brahma Katsyena Triranvikshya Manishaya Tad Adhyavasyat Kutasto Ratiratman Yato Bhavet. The unchanging Lord Bhagavan reviewed 3 times the Vedas completely with his intelligence and determined the process which produces prema in the self. So the Lord himself first determined with his intelligence. So although the Lord is omniscient, although he is the Bhagavan, Supreme Lord, although he is the source of the Vedas, but he examined the Vedas which come from his breathing 3 times. Just like the sages go over the Shastras 2 or 3 times to gather the main purport, the Lord, enacting the pastime of a sage, clarifying what was hard to understanding for the people in the meaning of the Vedas, reviewed everything 3 times in a pastime to extract the essence of all the Vedas. So he determined that thing which is explained in all the Vedas. So in that sense, we see the Lord himself demonstrated how one should be diligent, one should be attached to studying the Shastras. And then Swayoshitir Ratihi, affection for one's own wife. So we can see in the Srimad Bhagavatam example demonstrated by Kashyapa Rishi to his wife Diti. Diti approached Kashyapa Rishi to get a son. But only thing is she approached her husband at the wrong time, being infatuated by Kama. But at that time, Kashyapa, he speaks certain words expressing his affection towards the wife. Sarvashraman upadaya swashramena kalatravan vyasanarnavam atyeti jalayanir yatarnavam. As a person, as one can cross over the ocean with the sea-going vessels, similarly, one can cross the dangerous situation of the material ocean by living with a wife. Yamahur atmano hyardam shreyas kamasya manini yasyam swadura madhyasya kumam charati vijvaraha. O respectful one, Manini, a wife is so helpful that she is called the Ardhangini, better half of a man's body, because of her sharing in all the auspicious activities. A man can move without anxiety, entrusting all the responsibilities to his wife. Yam ashrityen driyarartin durjayan itarashramai vayam jayema helabir dasyun durgapatir yata. As a fort commander very easily conquers the invading plunderers. By taking shelter of a wife, one can conquer the senses, which are unconquerable in the other social orders. So out of the 4 ashramas, the Grihastha ashram is the safest ashram, because in the other 3 ashramas, the senses attack a man, the commander-in-chief in the form of a wife is not present. But in the Grihastha ashram, a wife can protect the husband from the attack of the senses. So Kashyapa Muni, understanding that, is expressing his gratitude towards the wife. And then he says, Navayam prabhavastam tam anukartum griheshwari ap ayusha va katsyena yechanye gunagritnavaha. O queen of the home, we are not able to act like you, nor could we repay you for what you have done. Even if we have worked for our entire life or even after death. To repay you is not possible even for those who are admirers of personal qualities. So Kashyapa Muni, in that way, he is expressing his affection towards the wife. So these verses also, Prabhupada also comments will be Kashyapa is little more attached to the wife. He's speaking in the Bhagavatam perspective, because Kashyapa Muni, he could have, because Diti actually approached Kashyapa Muni at the wrong time for the sons. Kashyapa Muni could have little strong words to stop her. because he was speaking little sweetly. It appears that maybe he was a henpecked wife or he was joking. Like that, Prabhupada gives a purport there. Because Kashyapa Muni could not actually, he got carried away by the wife's strong desire to have a son at the wrong time. Therefore, when they united, they got two sons who created terror to the whole universe. That is the further story. But anyway, seeing in this context of the Niti Shataka shloka, how a husband should have affection for the wife, understanding the wife's contribution in the husband's life. So that is the theme here. In that theme also we can see these shlokas. And we can also see other examples how Krishna showed his affection towards his wives. We can also see Kardama Muni. If you see in the third canto of the Bhagavatam, I just quoted the verse how Devahuti served Kardama Muni. But the same chapter of the Bhagavatam also describes how Kardama Muni took care of Devahuti. So the scriptures are never one-sided. Sometimes the speakers who may speak the scriptures, sometimes they may give a one-sided presentation. Sometimes somebody may highlight only the wife's responsibility towards the husband, or the husband's responsibility towards the wife, but they may not highlight the other part. Or sometimes one may highlight only how your disciple should serve the guru, but they may not highlight the responsibility of the guru towards the disciple. But the scriptures are never one-sided. They highlight both the responsibilities. So the same story, the Bhagavatam describes that how Kardama Muni took care of Devahuti's needs. Kardama Muni, from material point of view, he provided the needs of Devahuti. Like a wife wants to, sometimes a wife and husband share, and a woman is confined to a particular house only, performing her duties from morning to night. There's a natural desire to go to other places. So Kardama Muni took Devahuti was just confined to serving Kardama Muni. So Kardama Muni exhibited his affection to Devahuti by taking her to so many places. There is a detailed description in the Bhagavatam. And Kardama Muni satisfied Devahuti by providing children, 9 daughters and also a son, the Supreme Lord. So this is one thing. And then the next principle is Loka Apavadat Bhayam. So Apavada means what? Apavada means exception or something. Loka Apavadat means you can say the conduct which is not approved in the society. A wrong conduct which is not approved in the society. So there can be many. So having a fear towards breaching the conduct. So we can see this example in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. We discussed this previously in in connection to another principle. But we can see the same this one. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was requested by Sarvam Bhattacharya and the devotees to give his association to King Prataprudra Maharaj. But Prataprudra Mahaprabhu said that although it is correct that the king is a great devotee, but is still considered to be a venomous snake. Even though a woman may be made of wood, one becomes agitated simply by touching her form. Touching the form of a woman, the wooden form of a woman. So similarly, although king may be a devotee, but still because in the position of a king. So Ramananda Rai said that please show your lotus feet to the king at least once. Mahaprabhu said that, my dear Ramananda, you should make this request after duly considering whether it is befitting for a sannyasi to meet a king. And then Mahaprabhu says, Rajara Milane Bhikshukera Duyiloka Nasha Paraloka Raguloke Kare Upahasa. If a mendicant meets a king, this world and the next world are both destroyed for the mendicant. Indeed, what is there to say of the next world? In this world, people will joke if a sannyasi meets a king. So Mahaprabhu is showing this loka apavadat bhayam. How he's showing his fear for the what people will say if a sannyasi meets a king. Ramananda kahe tumi Ishvara swatantra kare tomara bhaya tumi naha paratantra. My dear Lord, Ramananda said that you are the supreme independent personality. You have nothing to fear from anyone because you are not dependent on anyone. Then Mahaprabhu says that Prabhu kahe ami manushya ashrame sannyasi Chaya mano vakye vyavahare bhayavasi. Mahaprabhu said that I am not the supreme Lord, but an ordinary human being. Therefore, I must fear public opinion in three ways with my body, mind, and words. Shukla vastre masi bindu yaiche na lukaya sannyasira alpa chidra sarvaloke gaya. As soon as the general public finds a little fault in the behavior of a sannyasi, they advertise it like a wildfire. A black spot of ink cannot be hidden on a white cloth. It is always very prominent. So we see Mahaprabhu is, although he is the Supreme Lord, he is demonstrating how one should, he is exhibiting this principle of Loka Apavadad Bhayam. So we can, one thing we can see, every shloka in Niti Shataka, we could find example just from Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. In that sense, we can see all these principles are there inherent in the Bhagavatam also. So, in the same way, it's not only with respect to sannyasi, it can be with respect to anybody, a brahmachari or a housewife. There are certain conduct which is expected, or a man, every person, a student. When a person behaves in a particular way, then it can be, people will start criticizing. So one has to be careful. So then, of course, bhakti to Bhartrihari being a devotee of Shiva, he is saying Shulini Bhakti. So we can also, refer to Bhakti to Krishna, or we can see our Bhakti to Shulini in the sense we can take Lord Shiva as a Vaishnava and Bhakti to a Vaishnava. Means like Vaishnava Seva, in that way also we can take. Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana Sarvair Gunaistatra Samasate Sura Haravabhaktasya Kuto Mahatguna Manoratena Satidavato Bhagihi. One who has unflinching devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the good qualities of the Devatas will appear in such a person. And then sense control. Atma Damane Shakti. So in the Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, Krishna mentions about Atma Vinigraha and Indriyarteshu Vairagyam. So both can be seen in the light of sense control. Atma Vinigraha means restraining the mind from sense objects which are obstacles for attaining Atma. Indriyarteshu Vairagyam, having a detachment toward the sense objects. So Ramanuja says that one should have sense control, understanding the defects of the sense gratification. What are the defects of sense gratification? There are 5 defects. Dukkha Moolatva. That means sense gratification is the root of dukkha, misery. Dukkha Sadhyatva. Sense gratification results in misery. Dukkha Moolatva, Dukkha Sadhyatva. And Dukkha Mishratva. And any sense gratification is always mixed with a dukkha. It's always mixed with some misery. It's always like a sweet rice mixed with the sand. Nashvaratva. Any sense gratification, it's also perishable. Nashtvarata, it is not long, it's perishable. And Alpatva, it is also very tiny. Compared to the effort you put, what you get in return is something tiny. Alpatva. So by seeing the defects in them, one has to give up. So we'll go to the next shloka. So the last point is that Kale Sansarga Muktihi, that freedom from the contact of the evil man. Yeah, this we had discussed many times previously also. So that is also the persons in whom these excellent qualities reside are to be respected. Therefore, these netis are very good netis to teach to the children actually. Instead of general, very secular. Yeah. I have given the devotional examples, but even if you want to teach it to the many times in the schools and this one, we have to give some general. They have say some people say don't give some religious talk, give some secular talk. So these are helpful, and in that way, people can develop appreciation for the Sanatan Dharma Sanskrit literatures, and we can bring them gradually to Krishna Bhakti also. Next shloka.
Sorry, Prabhuji, to interrupt. What is that shloka in Bhagavad Gita where they say that even a man of intelligence, he can get swayed away? Like, what is that? A boat of something, and then it's written.
Yeah.
What is that?
Second chapter, I think 67, 68. Purushasya Vipaschitaha. 2 point. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anuvidiyate sadasya harati pragyam vayurnavam ivambasi. One shloka comes in 2 point thing. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prasabam manah. 2.60, the senses are so strong and impetuous that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. Purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prasamam. And then Krishna also speaks a similar verse, 2.67. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anuvidiyate rasya harati pragyam vayurnavam ivambasi. As a strong wind sweeps away the boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away man's intelligence. Yeah, thank you for reminding. These are also very appropriate verses in regards to sense control. That Krishna emphasizes. The next shloka. Vipadi dhairyam ata abhyudaye kshama sadasi vak patuta yudhi vikramaha yashasi cha abhiruchir vyasanam shrutau prakriti siddham idam hi mahatmanam. So now we can see starting from the previous shloka. So the qualities of sajjanas, like that in that theme, these shlokas are coming. Because many of the Niti Shataka verses, you don't focus on the connection from one verse to another verse because it's not a general story. So, because in one of the course I attended, they rearranged the shloka and then put it into 10 topics. But I just took the same order from the original book. So sometimes there can be a group of same theme, sometimes there may not be the theme. But in these shlokas, we can see this theme of Sajjana Sangha or association of good people or qualities of Sajjana. So Vipadi Dhairyam. So in this verse, what is being spoken is that Sajjananam Naisargikam Lakshanam Idanim Nirupayati. The natural qualities, characteristics of the Sajjanas, they are described in this shloka. First quality is Vipadi Dhairyam. So during difficulties, a person is dhairyam, that means firmness. That means not being affected. Vipatti me dairya. So Prabhupada says that the greatness of a person has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. The first quality is Vipadi Dhairyam. Second is Ata Abhyudaye Kshama. Abhyudaye means when there is a prosperity, opposite to Vipadi. Unnatau Satyam or Sampattau iti avat. When there is prosperity. At that time, tolerance, Kshama. Usually people become elated during prosperity. They become more extravagant in their spending or like that. Abhyudaya Kshama, being tolerant during the prosperity. Sadasi Vak Patuta. So this is also a good quality. Showing eloquence in an assembly. Vachana Sabha mein Vachana Chaturya. Showing eloquence in an assembly. So we discussed about the importance of speech in one of the previous shlokas few months back. Eloquence exhibited by Hanumanji, eloquence exhibited the qualities of speech of Ram, Krishna. Sabha mein, especially Sabha mein Vachana Chaturya, eloquence in Sabha. So there was one disciple of Ramanujacharya, Dasharati. So he came to Ramanuja and asked that, can you please explain the meaning of this Charama Shloka of the Bhagavad Gita? Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. So at the same time, there was another disciple or relative of Ramanuja. It was a girl called as a lady called as Atulai. And she came to Ramanuja and she told that how she is having a lot of difficulties in performing service in her in-laws' place. She has to perform so many household activities. There is a lot of, he has to bring water from a distant place and she doesn't have much assistance. Like that, she was expressing her difficulties. So at that time, Dasharati told Atul, the Ramanuja told Dasharati, you please go and actually help Atulai in her household duties. So Dasharati went to Atulai's house, and then he was just assisting in all the menial services, bringing water, cutting the sabji, and cooking, everything. And then a few months later in that village, there was a scholar who came. And as he was speaking in an assembly, that village. And Dasharati also happened to be there. And this scholar, he spoke something which is different from which is against the Shastra, some deviant thing he spoke. Immediately, this Dasharati got up and then he spoke what he spoke is wrong and he put forward the points from the Shastra. And then immediately all the other people got surprised. Oh, who is this person? He has been working as a maid servant, in the sense, servant in the house of Matulai. And suddenly he is exhibiting such a great scholarship. And they were all surprised and they asked him, like, who are you actually? And he said, oh, my name is Dasharati, like that he said, disciple of Ramanuja. So this Dasharati is a very great scholarly disciple of Ramanujacharya. If you go to Srirangam, there is also, just around the Srirangam temple, there is the house of Dasharati is also there. I think it's called as Mudali Andan in Tamil. So when they came to know, oh, such a great scholarly disciple of Ramanuja is performing such menial service. And then they got astonished. They said, oh, we don't want to engage you in such menial service. They immediately sent him back. So after that, Ramanuja, after Dasharati performed such a menial service, although he is such a great scholar, then he instructed him about the meaning of this Charama Shloka. Anyway, Dasharati exhibited Vachana Chaturya, eloquence in an assembly. And then next quality is Yudhi Vikramaha, showing courage or showing one's prowess in the battlefield. Yuddhame Parakrama, Virata. And this is also the quality of great people. Especially Kshatriya, but quality of great people. So today morning, I think I was hearing Prabhupada's class during DT worship. Prabhupada was saying something. The Kshatriyas, the nature of the Kshatriyas and Kshatranis is that the Kshatriya comes from the battle. The Kshatrani, the women will take that blood of the Kshatriya who returned from the battle, and with that blood she will apply the sindoor, like that Prabhupada was mentioning. So Parakrama, Yuddhame Parakrama, Virata. And then next quality is that Yashasi Abhiruchi. That means Kirti me Vishesha Ruchi. Because one may say, oh, why should we have desire for name, fame? So here it means basically, from bhakti point of view, we don't want to have desire for name, fame. But if we see from the point of view of general good conduct in this world, it means that one should have ruchi, or one should have attachment, or one should desire to perform those activities which will make a person famous. Essentially, it is basically telling that one should perform good activities. In a dharmic society, good activities will make a person famous. Kirti me vishesha ruchi. That means performing activities which will bring fame to a person. Bali Maharaj also said, the Bhagavatam, one of the reasons he mentioned that why he wanted to give charity to Vamanadev was that his real reason was that he wanted to surrender everything to Bhagavan. But he couldn't exhibit that, explain that real reason because he was surrounded by the demons. Therefore, he didn't tell the real reason. But he told other reasons. And those other reasons are good from a dharmic point of view. So one of the reasons he mentioned was that by giving charity to a qualified person, one will get great fame. So I am desiring fame. Therefore, I want to give charity. So Kirti me Vishesha Ruchi. And then we saw this quality. Shrutau Vyasanam. So in the previous verse, Vidyayam Vyasanam was mentioned. Vidya in general for Vidya. But Shrutau here refers to especially the Vedas. So having great attachment to studying the Shastras, Vedic literatures. From this, it shows that Bhartrihari is not a Buddhist who is outside the Vedic tradition. Bhartrihari is within the Sanatan Dharma. Shrutau Vyasanam. Prakriti Siddham Idam Hi Mahatmanam. So these qualities are naturally present in the Mahatma. Naturally present in the Mahatmas, great people. So these are the 62, 63. I wanted to cover one more shloka, but I'll have to stop here. Next shloka we will see next time. Anybody has any points, any wants to comment anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So when yourself mentioned about how one must be happy to hear other people's praises. So I just remembered how Lord Ram, he glorifies Hanumanji to Lakshmana. And Lakshmana is very happy. So indicating that, because both are servants in a way. Lakshmana is also a servant, Hanumanji is also a servant. So Lakshmanji doesn't envy, like, he's very happy about it. And contradicting Prabhupada's statement, and also understanding that why it is being said. Just wanting to clarify one thing is that Kashyapa Muni's attitude towards glorifying his wife may also be one of the way, like he wants to, at times women, they like love to be praised, and also he just trying to rope her in by, trying these tactics, that okay, if I say, maybe she would, get appeased, and
Yeah.
so maybe he was trying that fact.
Yes.
And also
That.
understanding that why scriptures is pointing this out, so that to teach us, because Lord used Indra as an instrument. Similarly, he used Kashyap Muni, because Kashyap, I think, if you go backwards, it's Pashyak. Pashyak means to see, the one who has that vision. So how could he fault, but just using these characters? So I'm understanding the motive, but also giving a benefit of doubt to Kashyapa Muni is how we try these things on children a lot. So, and women, who are very much succumb to wanting to be praised and, allured.
Yes. Yeah, these are important. Oftentimes, small appreciation, small respect, appreciation towards the people, wife, women, that can bring so much of peace in the family. Sometimes it may bring great things, but if you don't perform appreciation, genuine appreciation, yeah, we don't exhibit genuine affection, appreciation, then even if you buy so many things, that more than that we can accomplish more by genuine appreciation. Right. Anybody else wants to say anything? Devraj Prabhu, Radha Mataji.
No, Mahodaya.
No, Prabhuji.
So thank you very much for your patient attention. So we'll talk from the 64th shloka next time. Stop here.